In the vast, ever-expanding landscape of global entertainment, one genre has achieved a level of dominance that few could have predicted. It is called Isekai, a term that translates to another world, and it has become the most explosive force in modern storytelling. From light novels to billion-dollar anime franchises, the fantasy of starting over has captured the hearts and minds of millions worldwide. But how did a niche storytelling device evolve into a $38 billion economic engine that shows no signs of slowing down? Today, we embark on a 12-minute journey through time and psychology to uncover why the isekai genre is truly taking over the world. While isekai feels like a modern invention of the digital age, its roots stretch back over a millennium into Japanese folklore. The 8th century legend of Urashima Taro established the first portal fantasy, a fisherman visiting a magical undersea kingdom. When he finally returns to his village, he discovers that while only days had passed for him, 700 years had vanished for the rest of reality. This same structure, a mundane person stepping into the extraordinary, is a universal human archetype seen across cultures. Western literature followed suit with classics like Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, which sent a young girl down a rabbit hole into absurdity, and The Wizard of Oz, which took a farm girl from Kansas and dropped her into a vibrant, magical world far beyond her imagination. C.S. Lewis later took this even further with Narnia, a land accessible only through a forgotten wardrobe. But it was in 1983 that the series Aura Battler Dunbine brought this concept into the anime world for the first time. It merged mecha action with medieval high fantasy, setting the stage for everything that was to follow in the decades ahead. During the 90s, the genre took a distinct turn, finding a massive and loyal audience among female viewers through the shoujo lens. Iconic series like Fushigi Yugi and Magic Knight Rayearth became the definitive blueprints for what we now call portal fantasy. These stories weren't just about combat. They were about destiny, romance, and the profound search for one's true place in the universe. The true revolution, however, didn't happen in a high-budget professional studio. It happened on the amateur corners of the internet. The website Shosetsuka ni Naro, or Let's Become a Novelist, became the breeding ground for a new wave of amateur writers. These authors wrote for themselves and for people like them, the overworked, underappreciated office workers of Japan. In 2012, the anime adaptation of Sword Art Online changed the trajectory of the entire industry forever. It introduced the concept of being trapped within a video game, merging high fantasy with the cold mechanics of the digital world. This lit RPG element, levels, skill trees, and quantifiable power, struck a profound chord with a generation raised on gaming. As the genre exploded, it began to develop its own peculiar set of tropes, most notably the infamous truck-kun. The runaway vehicle served as a definitive plot necessity, a sudden and clean break from a world the protagonist needed to leave. The prevalence of truck-kun became so overwhelming that major writing contests officially banned the trope from their entries. In 2016, the Bungakukai contest requested authors to stop sending isekai stories to encourage a broader range of literary diversity. This forced writers to innovate, leading to even more bizarre and creative ways for protagonists to enter another world. To understand the isekai phenomenon, we have to look at the psychological pull of pure, unfiltered escapism. In a society of rigid social expectations and economic stagnation, the idea of a total reset offers a profound psychological release. It is the ultimate power fantasy, a world where your modern knowledge makes you a genius, a leader, or even a god. For the Japanese salaryman, the fantasy is even more specific. It is a rebellion against a life defined by corporate loyalty. Isekai promises that your skills aren't just for profit, they are for the survival and prosperity of an entire world. The cheat power is more than just an advantage. It is a manifestation of the modern desire for fundamental fairness. In a world that often feels rigged against the individual, the cheat power is the universe finally leveling the playing field. It represents the profound dream that our hidden potential is simply waiting for the right environment to truly bloom. Series like ReZero revolutionized the genre by turning the typical power fantasy into a harrowing psychological thriller. By introducing the return by death mechanic, it forced its protagonist to face the trauma of repeated brutal failure. It stripped away the cheat powers and replaced them with a desperate struggle for survival and sanity. Mushoku Tensei, often called the grandfather of modern isekai, grounded its fantasy in decades of genuine character growth. It shifted the focus from immediate wish fulfillment to a slow, methodical journey of redemption and self-improvement. It showed that a second chance requires more than just a new world. It requires a new way of being. On the other end of the spectrum, KonoSuba introduced a satirical edge that mocked the genre's own tired tropes. It proved that the audience was mature enough to laugh at the absurdity of the very stories they were consuming. With a masochistic crusader and a useless goddess, it turned the perfect adventuring party into a comedy of errors. Overlord offered a different path, the story of a villainous protagonist who conquers the world rather than saving it. It explored the consequences of absolute power and the erosion of human morality in a digital-turned-real realm. The success of these titans led to the crossover phenomenon of Isekai Quartet, consolidating the genre under a single brand. It allowed characters from vastly different tonal backgrounds to interact in a shared, comedic school life setting. This has birthed the slow life subgenre, where the goal isn't to save the world, but simply to be happy within it. Protagonists now choose to open pharmacies, run small farms, or enjoy a quiet, domestic life far from the battlefield. The villainous trend has also taken the world by storm, reclaiming the genre's historical roots with female audiences. By being reincarnated as an antagonist, characters use their meta-knowledge to subvert destiny and avoid a tragic end. It provides a fresh, social-political take on the fantasy world, focusing on reputation and romance over raw combat. Economically, isekai is no longer just a trend, it is a primary engine of the global media industry. The global anime market is valued at nearly $40 billion, and isekai accounts for a massive portion of that growth. In 2024, isekai titles made up 15% of all new television anime releases in Japan alone. International distribution and merchandising have turned these stories into global assets worth billions of dollars. Japanese publishers are increasingly focused on the global export of these IPs as a core economic strategy. However, this massive growth has led to what critics call isekai fatigue within the industry. With hundreds of titles releasing every year, many worry the genre is cannibalizing its own sense of originality. Yet, the market continues to respond with even more niche and creative subversions of the trope to keep fans engaged. This is backed by the Cool Japan strategy, which aims to quadruple overseas content sales by 2033. Isekai has become the tip of the spear in Japan's cultural soft power mission. The cultural impact is so vast that isekai was officially added to the Oxford English Dictionary in 2024. It has become a global term, recognized by fans and scholars alike from Tokyo to London to New York. Professional dubbing and localization efforts have ensured that these stories lose none of their impact across languages. Global fan communities now discuss new episodes within minutes of their release in Japan. Looking ahead to 2026 and beyond, the industry is entering a phase of unprecedented hypergrowth. Cloud-based production and AI integration are allowing studios to keep up with the relentless demand for new content. The Japanese government's revised strategy aimed to quadruple overseas content sales by 2033, heavily relying on isekai IPs. Artificial intelligence is now being used to automate complex background art and character animation. This technological shift is expected to lower production costs and allow for even more experimental stories. We are seeing a shift away from one-size-fits-all stories toward highly specialized subgenres. The relationship between creator and fan is becoming more direct, fueled by digital platforms and social media. Ultimately, isekai is more than just a trend. It is a reflection of our universal human desire for second chances. As long as we dream of starting over in another world, this genre will continue to conquer our own. The journey to another world is, in many ways, a journey into ourselves. It's about discovering what we are truly capable of when the constraints of our reality are stripped away. And that is a story that will never grow old. The isekai community is now more connected than ever, bridging cultures through shared myths. It is a testament to the power of stories to transcend borders and bring us together. Whether on a screen or a page, these worlds provide a home for the restless heart. As we move further into the 21st century, the line between our world and the other world may continue to blur. Virtual reality and immersive storytelling are bringing us closer to actually stepping through the portal. The next generation of dreamers is already looking toward new horizons we have yet to imagine. The legacy of isekai will be defined not just by its economics, but by the inspiration it provides. It reminds us that every person has the potential to be a hero in their own story, and that is the most powerful magic of all. We must also recognize the thousands of amateur creators who continue to push the boundaries of this genre. Their passion and creativity are the true lifeblood of another world. As the sun sets on our world, it rises on countless others. The possibilities are as infinite as the stars above us. Where will your journey take you? If you found this documentary valuable, please like, share, and subscribe to help us bring you more deep dives. And don't forget to hit the thanks button to directly support our independent research and production. Turn on notifications so you never miss a trip to another world. Thank you for watching Why the Isekai Genre is Taking Over the World. We look forward to seeing you in the next world. Until then, keep exploring. The portal is always open. To truly understand Isekai, we must view it as a transdisciplinary phenomenon where science meets sorcery. It is the intersection of history, psychology, and economics, providing a map for the modern soul. Thank you for traveling with us. The journey has only just begun.